Hello, I'm John Bachman. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey, has now apologized to the mother of a slain Navy SEAL after he said that the city of Ramadi isn't symbolic. That city is in Iraq, and there's a battle taking place there as we speak. Debbie Lee, whose son was the first person killed in Ramadi during the war against Iraq, says those comments were unconscionable and had called for an apology from the general. She sat down earlier here with J.D. Hayworth on America's Forum. Here's what she had to say.
I was pleasantly surprised that the general did the right thing, stepped up to the plate, and last night received a phone call saying the letter was being sent in the mail to me, and they sent me the copy of it via Facebook message, and I'm supposed to be having a phone call with him today. So I'm pleased, and I think that's one of those things that for us as Americans says, one person, one voice can make a difference. We just have to be willing to be courageous and sometimes, confront issues when it's kind of the David Goliath scenario here. But I am the support that I've had from the media to get this story out there has been such a huge influence. And JD, you and Newsmax were part of that. So I just want to say thank you. But one of the things, that I had just said in an interview earlier on Fox said that we will be watching. The general in that letter also talks about that it's a different fight. It's a whole different scenario there. I do disagree with that. I do think we're still fighting the same enemy that we were fighting when Mark sacrificed his life. And Ramadi is the capital of the largest province in Iraq. It's the Sunni, primarily Sunni province over there. And that's where is going to make the difference. We need to be able to continue to stop ISIS. We're watching, even yesterday, we, arrested, 6 more that were trying to go over and train with ISIS for the intent of coming back and attacking Americans. And we have got to stop it. It is not just a Middle East issue.
And there you have it. The one thing she said that really stands out, one voice can make a difference. Debbie Lee doing that with General Martin Dempsey. Thank you very much. Marina, over to you.
The U.S. continues to try and normalize relations with Cuba, and now New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says his state's ready to do business with Havana. The Democratic governor met with Cuban leaders during a 2-day visit to the island. Cuomo says he looks forward to doing business with the communist-led nation and calls the opportunity, quote, a moment in history. Former Congressman Ron Paul knows one way the U.S. could get rid of the IRS. Abolish what he calls the flawed welfare state. The 2-time presidential candidate tells Newsmax TV government needs to be scaled back. A new poll suggests that a majority of Americans are optimistic about the economy, but despite a 52% approval rating, nearly half of all respondents still give the U.S. economy a poor rating. Also giving the U.S. economy a poor rating, former Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson says the economy isn't expanding fast enough. Meanwhile, his colleague Larry Summers says the government needs to invest in infrastructure. Tech giant IBM reports a 12% decline in first quarter revenues. This marks the 12th consecutive drop for the company, but executives say revenues from iCloud services are on the rise. And cable executives are set to meet with officials at the Justice Department. Representatives for Comcast and Time Warner will make their case tomorrow. They want federal regulators to allow a $45 billion merger.
So interesting stuff there, Marina, talking about this debate we're having about the economy. Is it back? Is it growing? Hank Paulson says the economy is not expanding fast enough. A lot of voters are saying the same thing. Larry Summers, who worked underneath the Obama administration and the Clinton administration, says the government needs to invest in infrastructure. We've heard that before. We also
I think most people would agree with that, though, on either side of the party.
Well, yeah,
whether you're a Democrat or Republican, most will have to agree with that.
It's hard to do that when this country is in debt so much, but those investments are important because everybody uses roads and bridges, and they're very important for this economy.
Look at California. We saw the flooding going on in California. Pipes were bursting. They're old.
Yes, that's a whole other problem. Water systems also aging around the country. But interesting, this debate we'll see play out because right now we have the president trying to solidify his legacy out there on the stump, saying the economy is great. This is the best thing that's ever happened. The stock market's here compared to where it was. But Hillary Clinton on the campaign trail says not so much. So a little discordance there within the Democratic Party.
A little bit.
More to come.